What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Everybody has been losing their mind a month ago. The biggest news at this time was all of the things that was transpiring with Tekashi. I mean, not Tekashi, but with Jay-Z. Tekashi's the news today, but Jay-Z was the news yesterday. And it was amazing to all of us how this became the norm. You see what I'm saying? This has become the norm. And people forget through social media. Now, when people forget, this is when information that people were trying to lock away was being caught up and brought to the limelight. Now, when the NFL first did this pitch and they were going to announce this new this plan that they had for the Inspired Change, the whole goal of Inspired Change was supposed to be the first of many programs to benefit the NFL Inspired Change nonprofit. So it was supposed to, fundraise organizations committed to educations and economic empowerment, for police and community relations and criminal justice reform. Now, the first program is the Inspired Change Apparel, a new clothing line that's supposed to be revealed later in the year. And the second part is the Songs of the Season, a program that's going to highlight the musicians, mostly Meek Mill and Meghan Trainor and Raspity and a couple other Rock Nation artists. Now, they were the first artists, not going to be the entire artists, to be rolled out in this program. And they're going to kick the NFL season off in Chicago. That was the big plan. Now, this was met from the initial announcement. It was met with so much backlash because Colin Kaepernick was in the dark and was kept in the dark about this whole thing. Then it came like, wait a minute, something's wrong with here. So the people who've been following Cap and Jay, who has been like, I'm a big on Cap side and this and that, they said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do this and I'm going to take it to the next step. But why didn't you contact Cap? You know what I'm saying? I can understand somebody like, man, he a grown man. He ain't going to talk to Cap. What are you going to talk to Cap for? Because, dog, you rode his wave to do it. That's why you got to talk to Cap. You wore his cap. You got Kaepernick hat on. You got the jersey on. You acting like you capping for Cap. You rode his back to get there. Then you decide, okay, let me step on over here, tell Jermaine Dupri, hey, man, you know what? I don't think this is a good idea. You should probably fall back. Next thing you know, I'll take that deal. So it was the way it all came together that made it seem disingenuous. So people had a disposition about it altogether. Then this is why I'm finna tell you, this is all things that you know so far. We're gonna get to what you don't know and has not been reported that was kept in the dark. When this was done, from the initial everything was announced, Jay-Z was supposed to go on the Breakfast Club and make an appearance. He was going to announce the Inspired Change plans on Angie Martinez's show. That was scheduled to happen and go down. All of these things, they pulled the plug on. They pulled the plug on all of these things once that backlash came. Jay made that announcement or that little statement, and everything he said was going left, and all this Kaepernick mess was going on. Jay-Z was scheduled to make other appearances in other locations due to all of this commotion that was happening out there on the scene, and his team and Roc Nation decided to cancel all of these plans. Now, have you heard Charlamagne mention this? That Jay-Z was going to come to the Breakfast Club? I've never heard that once come out of his mouth. Did you hear Angie Martinez say Jay-Z was coming over to Angie's show? I never heard her say that. He was going to sit down with Angie. That was going to be first. And then he was going to do the Breakfast Club. But he was supposed to lay out the Chicago plans for the very first Inspire Change movement. That was supposed to be announced right then and there. Third, the launch went terrible. With all the backlash, Jay-Z did not even want to be shown or seen in Chicago, period. No photographs, no nothing of Jay-Z ever being in Chicago. Ever posted for the Inspire Change movement. That's how bad the launch was. They barely wanted any footage or coverage of the NFL really doing anything except for on the big stage. They didn't want to interview with Jay-Z to even talk about the Inspire Change. None of the artists that participated in the Inspire Change was ever giving any type of light or comments on the program itself. And they're the artists. Everybody just treated it like a redhead stepchild. They just distanced themselves. As wrong as that statement is, I did not invent that statement, ladies and gentlemen. They must have really had something against redhead stepchild. Now, with that being said, what else was going on and, spiraling during the time? Okay? Well, you had other things developing. See, this was just one. This whole thing was about the Super Bowl. But they were planning to do other events within the season. They were going to do a big thing in Philadelphia. We don't know what's going to happen now. There's supposed to be multiple things, but we don't know what's going to happen with the Inspire Change movement. They still talking about launching the apparel and trying to use that, the money to do these things. They're just trying to wait till all the negativity dies down. And here I come to stir it right back up. They already been on my back ever since the Jay-Z thing. They act like I invented the controversy. It's like, look, I didn't invent this. Y'all did. And the backfire came when they found out that one of the organizations, the woman that they given the money to, was out here cutting black men's dreads off. And she's all life matters and pro-Trump. Yeah, that's so left from what Jay supposedly is against. So here's a guy with dreads who's with Black Lives Matter who's not a friend of Trump. And you just gave $200,000 to somebody that's the exact opposite of you to help us. So, of course, this is going to be a situation in which people are going to look another way. And you're talking about justice organizations. And for those who signed out right now and not going to hear the rest of this video, I would like to thank you. Because that means you're not my true followers. My true followers follow the video all the way to the end. My true followers know if I stay on this thing, he gonna hit me with some jewels. Some mad jewels, son. I'm gonna tell you why Colin Kaepernick will never play in the NFL again. And it's not because of the NFL. Yep, you heard it right here. Your boy Carcino has done it again. Listen, this thing has become a big motivational factor by Congress. Okay? Congress is involved in this. All right? Now, the world is in trouble economically. Are we aware of this? We're aware of this, right? So with the economic system, because you guys YouTube Premiere, you guys are looking like, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about is this. This world is in trouble economically. So to create new revenue so that people don't go insane, they're legalizing marijuana. They're making everything that was illegal legal. Sports gambling that they have been trying to keep a hand on and everything, they're legalizing that. They're allowing any type of revenue to keep businesses afloat because the economic system is crashed right now. And I'm sorry for people think it's going to go back to how it was in 2000 and 98 and all that stuff. No, that's gone. It's gone, gone, gone. And see, now that they said, the House and the committee took up the issues about, you know, about bets and sports betting and the NFL and the NBA, everybody wants a piece of that pie if they're going to legalize sports betting. So now the House and the jurisdictional committees, they got to take up the issue with the federal regulations of sports betting. So the NFL executive vice presidents for communications and public affairs, Josine Moore, they want the NFL involved with any type of legislations that Congress may craft. They want to know. They want all data used for gambling so they can have restrictions on certain types of bets. See, the NFL wants a piece of this gambling pop, just like the NBA. They want a piece of this sports gambling because this sports gambling thing is going to lead to billions of dollars. So that's billions of dollars of revenue for the NFL. Now, who determines this? Congress, the White House. See, it's almost been a year to the day. See, a year ago, almost to this date, at the White House, the President of the United States, they were having a meeting before the Senate about these sports betting issues. So they want to make the president very happy. President Donald Trump. You got to make him very happy. In the Senate, if you want a part of this sports gambling thing, so they cannot be seen to making him look bad. See, betting outcomes are increased and they're determined on details like yards gained or how many sacks by the defense or the baseball pitcher, how many strikes by the pitcher. Therefore, there's an essential component of consumer protection, which is a requirement that is like information used to settle these wagers is correct and timely. Something can only occur from like official data provided by the sports leagues themselves. So now sports leagues already produce this data for the NBC Sports News or ESPN and all of these different purposes. So they're saying that their data should be the standard in legal regulated markets for those reasons, required to use, you know, all that official league stuff, to maintaining a integrity in the marketplace, which they say is best for the public interest. Which isn't the case. What they mean to say is that we need all this information so that we can control it. We don't want wild people walking out of here with big money that don't deserve it. So you got to play nice to Trump so that you can get a piece of that betting pie. And Jay-Z and Roc Nation, they want a piece. And Jay want to get a piece. So if he buddies up with the NFL and he can help do this, and down the road he'll be up for part ownership, he'll get a piece of that sports betting pie, which is in the billions. You see, there's a method to the madness. You just got to be alert. It's your boy Carcino, man. Once again, dropping them jewels. Don't forget, click one of the 4 videos you see up there, and I'm out.